You need to understand something, Camille. This house to the Whitmore family. I know whose name is on the old papers. Then you should also know you're not part of the decisions anymore. Not part of the Mom is gone. The family needs to handle her estate. Her estate. And you need to stop acting like you have some
claim to it. Monica, that's enough.
No, Andre. It's time somebody said it. You had the meeting without me. Because it was a family meeting. And I'm what? You're my brother's wife. After 7 years of taking care of your mother, nobody asked you to make yourself indispensable. No, you just got used to me being there.
Camille, please.
No, you don't get to say please now. The old will is clear. Mom wanted her children protected. Then why are you so worried about me? Because you keep asking questions you have no right to ask. Maybe, but you should ask Charles Bell what he found before you decide what I'm entitled to.
7 years earlier, Camille had entered the Whitmore house as Andre's wife. Somewhere along the way, the family stopped treating her like one. Camille, the plates are still in the kitchen. Monica Whitmore said it without looking up. Camille stood beside the dining table, one hand still holding the empty serving platter. There were 7 people around the table, but only 6 place settings. Her place setting was on the counter behind her. "I'll bring them," Camille said. Monica finally looked at her, and Mom's medication. She needs it before dessert. Andre glanced toward his wife. For half a second, Camille waited. He lowered his eyes to his plate. Camille turned toward the kitchen. The Whitmore house was quiet in the way expensive houses often were. The refrigerator hummed behind the pantry door. The dishwasher clicked through its cycle. From the dining room came the low sound of Monica talking about the property taxes. Camille picked up the plates. As she passed the doorway, she heard Darius laugh. "That's what happens when you let contractors handle everything," he said. "They charge you twice." Camille almost smiled. The contractor he was talking about had been called by her. She had found the broken irrigation line 3 weeks earlier, compared 2 estimates, and scheduled the repair. Nobody had asked how much it cost. Nobody had asked who arranged it. She carried the plates to the sink. "Camille." Vivian's voice came from the dining room. Camille looked over. Her mother-in-law was watching her. "Bring my medicine upstairs, sweetheart." "I will." Vivian's eyes moved briefly toward Monica, then back to Camille. Nothing else was said. Camille took the medication upstairs. When she returned, she found a thin stream of water running from beneath the kitchen sink. She crouched and reached into the cabinet. The shut-off valve was loose. She tightened it, wiped the cabinet floor, then opened the blue household ledger kept beside the refrigerator. She wrote down the date, the problem, and the repair. The ledger had 7 years of entries. Plumbing, roof repairs, electricians, medication schedules, property taxes, deliveries, every ordinary problem that nobody noticed until it became urgent. She closed the book. Still keeping that thing. Andre stood in the doorway. "Your mother asked me to." He nodded. "Monica's looking for you. She knows where I am." Andre gave a small smile, but it disappeared quickly. "Don't start anything tonight." Camille looked at him. "I didn't." "I know." He walked back toward the dining room. A moment later, Monica called from the other side of the door. "Camille, Mom needs her tea." Camille reached for the kettle. Vivian appeared at the kitchen entrance before she could turn it on. "Come here." Camille stepped closer. Vivian looked toward the dining room, then lowered her voice. "When everybody leaves tonight, lock the back office." Camille frowned. "Why? Just do it." Vivian reached into her robe pocket and held out a worn brass key. Camille recognized it immediately. The office key. Vivian closed Camille's fingers around it. "Keep it." Camille looked at her. "Don't give it to anybody unless I tell you." From the dining room, Monica called again. "Camille." Vivian turned away. Camille slipped the key into her pocket. Then she picked up the teapot and walked back toward the people waiting for her. 3 weeks later, Monica was standing in the kitchen with a folder under her arm. "Mom's bank statements," she said. Camille dried her hands. "They're in the office." "Good, I need them." Camille looked at the folder. "For what?" Monica opened it and checked a page. "Estate expenses." "Which ones?" Monica looked up. "Camille, I said I need the statements." Camille said nothing. Monica held out her hand. After a moment, Camille went upstairs. The house had changed since Vivian's health began failing. There were fewer voices, fewer visitors, more unopened mail beside the fruit bowl and more prescription bottles lined up near the kitchen sink. Camille brought the statements downstairs. Monica took them without thanking her. "I'll need the property tax receipts too." "They're filed by year." "Then find them." Andre came through the front door as Camille opened the filing cabinet. He kissed her cheek. "You okay?" "I'm fine." Monica closed the folder. "We're having a family meeting tomorrow." Camille looked at her. "About Mom?" "About the estate." Camille waited. "Am I supposed to be there?" Monica adjusted the papers in her hands. "It's a family meeting." Camille looked toward Andre. He had already taken off his jacket. "Did Mom ask you to handle it?" Camille asked. Andre hesitated. "Monica's helping with the paperwork." "That wasn't my question." His eyes moved toward his sister. Monica stepped in. "There's nothing you need to worry about right now." Camille closed the filing cabinet. "I didn't say I was worried." Monica picked up the folder. "Good." She walked away. Andre remained in the hallway. "Don't make this bigger than it is," he said. Camille stared at him. "I'm not making anything." He rubbed his forehead. "Monica's trying to help." "With what?" He didn't answer. That evening, Camille sat beside Vivian's bed while rain tapped against the windows. Vivian's breathing was shallow. "Are they talking about the house?" she asked. "Yes." Vivian looked toward the window. "Did Andre tell you?" "No." A faint smile crossed her face. He never was good at difficult conversations. Camille adjusted the blanket. "Do you want me to call him?" "No." Vivian reached toward the nightstand. Her fingers stopped beside the brass key. Camille noticed. "You gave me this." "I remembers." Vivian closed her hand around Camille's wrist. "Keep doing what you've been doing." Camille frowned. "Taking care of you." Vivian looked directly at her. "Keeping things in order." The next morning, Vivian died before sunrise. By 9, the house was full of relatives. By noon, Monica had already taken control of the calls. By 3, she told Camille that the family would handle the arrangements. "You should rest," Monica said. Camille stood in the kitchen doorway. "What about Mom's office?" "Leave it." "Why?" "There's paperwork in there." Camille looked toward the closed door at the end of the hall. Monica lowered her voice. "We'll deal with it later." That evening, Andre found Camille sitting alone at the kitchen table. "Monica wants me at the solicitor's office tomorrow." Camille looked up. "Tomorrow?" He nodded. "Will I be there?" Andre opened his mouth. Stopped. Then said, "I'll explain everything when I get back." He picked up his keys. Camille watched him leave. The brass key remained in her pocket. She didn't ask him to stay. Andre came home just after 8. Camille heard the garage door open, then his footsteps across the mudroom. She had left one lamp on in the kitchen. He stopped when he saw her sitting at the table. "You haven't gone to bed?" "No." Andre set his keys beside the sink. Camille pushed a mug toward him. "Tea?" He looked at it. "Thanks." He sat down but didn't drink. For several seconds, the only sound was the refrigerator cycling on. Camille watched him. What did the will say? Andre's fingers tightened around the mug. It's complicated. That isn't an answer. I know. He looked toward the hallway. Monica thinks we need to keep things quiet until the solicitor finishes everything. Camille leaned back. Why? Andre rubbed his jaw. There are disagreements. About what? He shook his head. Camille, please. She waited. He finally looked at her. You know how my family gets. No, I know how your family gets when money is involved. Andre looked away. That was enough. Camille stood and carried her mug to the sink. You knew I wasn't invited. I didn't arrange the meeting. But you went. Yes. And you didn't ask why I wasn't there. Andre stood. I didn't know what was happening until I got there. Camille turned. And when you found out? He said nothing. She nodded once. Okay. That's it. What do you want me to say? I don't know. That makes two of us. She dried her hands and walked upstairs. The next morning, Monica called while Camille was sorting Vivian's clothes. You need to clear Mom's bedroom by Friday, Monica said. Camille stopped folding a sweater. Why? The family has to decide what stays in the house. Who decided that? Camille. I asked a question. Monica exhaled. Don't turn this into something it is. Then tell me what it is. Silence. Finally, Monica said, the old will is straightforward. Mom wanted her children protected. Camille looked at the sweater in her hands. Her children? Yes. I'm not her child. No. Monica ended the call. Camille stood beside the bed for several seconds. Then she walked into Vivian's office. The room smelled faintly of furniture polish and old paper. She opened the filing cabinet. Tax records, insurance documents, repair invoices, property assessments. She found the blue ledger underneath a stack of receipts. A page near the back had been written in Vivian's handwriting. October 14, speak with Mr. Bell, revised instructions. Below it was an address and a phone number. Camille recognized the name. Bell and Associates. The same solicitor's firm Monica had mentioned months earlier. She turned another page. Nothing. She checked the cabinet again. The folder containing Vivian's legal correspondence was gone. Camille closed the drawer. Her phone rang. Unknown number. She answered. Hello. Mrs. Whitmore. Yes. This is Charles Bell. I'm Vivian Whitmore's solicitor. Camille straightened. How did you get my number? Your mother-in-law provided it. Camille glanced at the blue ledger. Mr. Bell continued. I need to arrange a meeting with you. About the estate. A brief pause. Yes. Camille sat down. What about it? I'd rather explain that in person. She looked at Vivian's handwriting again. Is this about the will my husband attended yesterday? No. Camille's eyes narrowed. Then which will? Mr. Bell's voice became quieter. The one your mother-in-law instructed me to keep confidential until after her death. Camille said nothing. Then he asked, do you still have the blue ledger she asked you to maintain? Charles Bell's office was on the 6th floor of a brick building downtown, above a bank and across from a parking garage. Camille sat across from him with the blue ledger in her lap. Mr. Bell placed a thick folder on the desk. I want you to understand something before I show you this, he said. Your mother-in-law was very deliberate. Camille looked at the folder. About what? Her estate. He opened it. The first page carried Vivian's name. Then came a date. 14 months earlier. Camille looked at the signature. I've never seen this. I know. Mr. Bell turned the document toward her. Your mother-in-law executed a new will on this date. It was properly witnessed and notarized. Camille read the first paragraph. Then the second. Her eyes stopped. Everything. Mr. Bell nodded. The house, the surrounding property, her investment accounts, the remaining personal assets. Camille looked up. And her children. They receive specific personal items listed here. She turned another page. That's it. That's it. Camille stared at the document. Mr. Bell reached into the folder and removed a second envelope. Your mother-in-law also left instructions concerning the timing of this disclosure. Camille opened the envelope. A single handwritten page was inside. Vivian's handwriting was unmistakable. Camille read silently. The first paragraph mentioned the winter when the pipes burst. The second mentioned the month Camille had driven Vivian to 3 different medical appointments, while Monica was on vacation. Then came a sentence about the family dinner, when Camille had been told to eat in the kitchen. Camille stopped reading. She placed the letter on the desk. She remembered that. She remembered everything. Camille looked down at the blue ledger. Mr. Bell tapped it lightly. She asked you to keep records because she wanted an accurate account of the property's maintenance. Those records support several things in her instructions. Camille opened the ledger. 7 years of dates stared back at her. Then Mr. Bell added, There is one more issue. He slid another document across the desk. It was a copy of a proposed property agreement. Camille recognized the address immediately. What is this? An arrangement your husband's siblings had been negotiating before your mother-in-law's death. Her eyes moved down the page. The estate property was supposed to be transferred and divided after the old will was settled. They were already planning to sell. They believed they had the authority. Camille closed the document. Her phone began vibrating. Monica. Camille let it ring. It stopped, then started again. She answered, Hello. Monica didn't bother with a greeting. What did Bell tell you? Camille looked at the new will. He told me about the will. Silence. Then Monica said, That document doesn't make sense. It was signed 14 months ago. Mom wasn't in her right mind. Bell says she was. You manipulated her. Camille's jaw tightened. I didn't know there was a new will. Monica went quiet. Then, we're contesting it. The call ended. Camille stared at the phone. Mr. Bell folded his hands. They have a right to challenge it. Will they win? I don't believe so. Camille looked toward the window. Traffic moved slowly below. And Andre. Mr. Bell hesitated. He's listed among the family members supporting the challenge. Camille lowered her eyes to Vivian's letter. That hurt more than Monica's accusation. She closed the blue ledger. For 7 years, she had kept the family's records in order. Now, for the first time, she was the one holding the document they couldn't control. The meeting lasted 23 minutes. Monica arrived with Darius and an attorney. Andre came 5 minutes later and sat beside them. Camille sat across the conference table with Charles Bell and the new will between them. Monica placed both hands on the table. This is not what Mom wanted. Bell remained calm. Her signed instructions say otherwise. She wasn't capable of making that decision. You've made that allegation before. And I'm making it again. Bell opened a folder. Then you'll need evidence. Monica glanced at Darius. He shifted in his chair. Camille said nothing. The attorney beside Monica began asking questions about Vivian's medical condition 14 months earlier. Bell answered with dates. appointments, medical records, witness signatures, the notarization. The questions became shorter. The room became quieter. Finally, Monica looked at Camille. You really expect us to believe you didn't know? Camille met her eyes. I didn't. You lived in that house. I lived there. I didn't know about the will. You were always in Mom's office to handle the things she asked me to handle. Monica leaned back. Darius spoke for the first time. This is going to tear the family apart. Camille looked at him. You already divided the property before I knew there was a will. Nobody answered. The meeting ended without an agreement. Outside the building, Andre caught up with her. Camille. She kept walking. Please. She stopped near the parking lot. Andre stood several feet away. I didn't know Mom changed it. I believe you. He looked surprised. But you knew they were meeting without me. Yes. And you went anyway. I thought they were going to explain everything afterward. Camille looked at him. You let them decide what I needed to know. Andre swallowed. I thought if I stayed out of it, things would settle down. They did. He frowned. For everybody except me. He had no answer. Camille reached into her purse and pulled out the brass key. Andre recognized it. Mom gave me this the night before she died. He looked at it. She told me to keep it. Camille placed the key in his palm. He stared at it. What am I supposed to do with this? I don't know. She closed his fingers around it. But I'm not carrying it anymore. Andre looked at her. Are you leaving me? Camille took a breath. I don't know yet. She turned toward her car. Behind her, Andre said her name. She didn't turn around. The next morning, Charles Bell called. They've filed the contest. Camille stood in Vivian's former office. The blue ledger lay open on the desk. Do I need to attend the next meeting? No. She waited. Only if you want to. Camille looked around the room. The desk. The filing cabinet. The empty chair where Vivian used to sit. For 7 years, Camille had entered this room because somebody needed something. She closed the ledger. No, she said. Then she locked the office door. This time she kept the key.